Welcome, one and all, to my heavily produced, very expensive, time-wastingly long Q&A! Oh yeah, I'm supposed to get this out in a month. Q&A videos are weird, right? I don't know if it's just me, but I've always felt like they were a novelty for YouTube channels. They're usually saved for subscriber milestones, which makes sense because you need some amount of viewers to give you questions to answer. And despite the celebratory nature to them, it always feels like very few viewers actually watch YouTuber Q&A videos. But I can't really blame them, given how they're centered around a specific person or channel that most new viewers wouldn't know or care about. However, I want to put that pre-established notion to rest and do something original. In this video, I'm going to be answering 50 questions sent in by my viewers. And these questions aren't just going to be about myself. I'm going to give my thoughts on several topics that I've talked about on this channel before, along with some topics I haven't talked about at all. If you're new to this channel and like listening to YouTubers talk about random subjects you may or may not have heard about before, strap yourselves in and play me in the background while doing something else. This is my 50 question Q&A special. Let's get into it. Question 1. What was your favorite video to make? In terms of the actual video production, my favorite video to make was probably the second part of my cookie run viability tier list. I know that sounds like a weird choice, but it's my second real video, so it's a huge step up from part 1. It was the first video with my iconic background, it was the first video with some form of script, it was the second time I edited in my editing software, and it's over 30 minutes in length. I'd argue that both parts of part 3 are more iconic in the context of my channel, but editing it was a bitch because I lost about 20 minutes of footage. Question 2. What's your favorite Geometry Dash level? If we're talking official levels, I'm a big fan of Clubstep. The song goes hard, the gameplay is extremely enjoyable, and I tend to hop on it whenever I want to flex to my friends or to myself. Fear of Everything 2 is a close second only because of 80%, and I think that Geometrical Dominator may be third. I don't think players appreciate how fun the dark part is once it's engraved in your memory. Question 3. Do you have one distinct favorite game/game franchise? This might sound generic, but I don't think I'll ever get tired of Minecraft. No matter how old I get or how many mobs they fuck us over, Penguin could have won if they didn't make them so lame! But if Minecraft isn't distinct enough, then I owe it to Hollow Knight for inspiring me to one day create a game as extraordinary as it. Question 4. What's the best PvZ planned? As in, best but not my favorite, right? Well, I don't think there'll ever be a level where Imitator or Wintermelon aren't useful in. So that's my universal answer. But assuming you're asking about PvZ 1, Pumpkin is extremely useful. So that's my pick. Question 5. For that character you use for your videos, how many angles/drawings do you do for him? And do you have any ones you haven't used? Well, because my background angle never changes, I've never had to draw them in other angles for stills. But for thumbnails, I've experimented with different angles a couple times. As for ones I haven't used, there are a couple. Most are old, some are situational, and a few I just don't like using anymore. I have over 40 stills that I use throughout my videos, and I'd say that this still is used the most. What is your opinion on anthropomorphic animals? You know, animals that walk and talk like humans? I don't know if this question is just really specific, or a furry question. I don't mind anthropomorphic animals, but I don't have any attachments to a specific one. Actually, I've also never found an anthropomorphic animal hot, so I guess that helps with the furry question. If you like dressing up as anthropomorphic animals and doing animal things, be my guest. Just don't do whatever this shit is.
Do not do tier 15!
What do you enjoy the most about MSM? Well, I've been inactive on My Singing Monsters for a while, but I think the thing that I enjoy the most about MSM is the concept. The idea of taking those generic-ass animal hatching games and doing something other than collecting them or making them fight had such untapped potential. And I'm jealous that an idea that good has already been taken. Of course, just because it's taken doesn't mean another game like it can't exist, but it seems to be a bit of a rarity. And when it isn't, you get garbage like My Musical Cats. Question 8. Do you know how to make a grilled cheese? Of course I can make a grilled cheese, I'm not an idiot. Question 9. Can you make a grilled cheese? I think I used the wrong recipe. Alright, here's the deal. I want to have something special leading up to question 50. So for every 10 questions, I'm going to answer a question that I asked myself. These questions will scale up in intrigue, revealing more and more lore about my channel, myself, and so on. So, let's start off with something simple, such as... Question 10. What do I draw and edit my videos with? Believe it or not, I do everything on my phone, including both art and video production. For art, I use a software called Ibis Paint X, or Ibis Paint X, whatever you want to call it. And for video editing, I use InShot. Ibis Paint gets enough credit on its own, but InShot is such a gem in mobile video editing software. It's the closest thing to Adobe Premiere on a device, in my opinion. Now, this is a technological limitation that I hope to upgrade or break out of soon, but I really don't enjoy editing in Premiere, which is the most accessible non-mobile video editing software for me. But maybe I'll find another alternative after some more digging. Question 11. What's your top 5 games of all time for you? That's a tough question, but I'll have to say that my top 5 games of all time are Minecraft, Hollow Knight, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Plants vs. Zombies, and Rayman 2: The Great Escape. I talked about Minecraft and Hollow Knight earlier, so I'll explain the other 3. Smash is what got me to buy a Nintendo Switch, and I spent hours on it with my friends and on my own. Plants vs. Zombies is just fun, on top of being well designed and having great music. Rayman 2 is definitely the weirdest pick, but it's probably my favorite in the series. It did so much for its time, is enjoyable from start to finish, has a solid atmosphere, and is weirdly comforting to me. Sometimes you can't explain a game you like, you just know you like it anytime you play it. Question 12. What's your hardest video to edit? Honestly, my hardest video to edit was probably my video on Polygoons. It was the first time I had ever edited anything without footage, as in I didn't have hours of gameplay to make up the visuals for the video. Polygoons is also lost media, which meant that I had a limited amount of files to work with, and that I had to go above and beyond to make the visuals and commentary entertaining. Because of that, the video is one of my weaker performing videos, but I can't deny the impact that it had on the surviving Polygoons community. Question 13. Can I leave your basement? I'm starving. Please. Help. Help help. Help help. Help. Anyways, question 14. Favorite MSM monster? Oh geez, that's a hard one. If we're talking in terms of sound, design, consistency, and originality, then I'm split between Flugel, Fiddlement, Dromedary, Fiddle, and Monculus. But if I had to choose one among these 5, I'd probably go with Flugel. Maybe we'll get into my specific favorites later in the video. Question 15. What makes you feel most nostalgic and what's your favorite fruit? I've never thought about this before, but I think spending time with my close friends makes me the most nostalgic. I've known them for years, and as life goes on, it's always hard to make time for everyone. So, going out or even just catching up with my close friends gives me nostalgia for all the memories we've made together. But if you wanted a less deep answer, music and YouTube videos give me nostalgia as well. There's a lot of songs and music genres that I've grown out of, and a lot of YouTube channels that I don't watch anymore. I'll occasionally revisit old videos to laugh, reminisce, or wonder why the hell I watched this. Look, I know the internet's ragging on Skibidi Toilet right now for being cringe and unfunny, and I'm not denying that, but this shit is ass too.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah.
Question 16. Do you consider a hot dog a sandwich? Yeah. Also, my favorite fruit is mango. Question 17. What's your favorite PVC plant? Blover or magnet shroom. My favorite also used to be kernel pulp. Don't remember why, I think the butter just looked really appetizing. Question 18. Broby fruity. Hey, that's not a question.
From 90 to 180, an angle is obtuse. This angle's kind of
Question 19. What's the ugliest GD icon in your opinion? Oh, this is a good one. Because every icon coming in Update 2.2 hasn't been officially revealed yet, I'll only go over the icons up to 2.1.1. Starting with the cube, this one is easily my least favorite. I don't even know what it is, and it involves doing that stupid codebreaker riddle in the vault, so it's hardly worth getting. A close second is this one, which is just the default cube but worse. And finally, this one, whose only saving grace is that it resembles these blast processing monsters. Next up is the ship. There's not much competition, I always thought the ship was ass and not fun to play with. Moving on to the ball. I've just never been a fan of these two. The balls are consistently cool looking, so I don't see a point in using these goobers over anything else. The UFOs are pretty inconsistent. I debated between these two for being really clunky, but I can see an appeal to the latter. Ultimately, I decided on this one for being the worst. It's kinda cool in a way, but I just can't see anyone using it. Wave is easy. What is this? Similar to the ball, I don't think any of the robots are bad. But if there was one that I personally didn't like, it's this one. How does he close his mouth? And the spider is doo-doo. Thankfully, RobTop and the community are really picking up their slack with the swings. I know I said that I'd only go over the icons up to 2.1.1, but I couldn't resist showing you my favorite swing. Look at how silly he looks. Question 20. What made me decide to make YouTube content, and how did I start? Alright, let's talk YouTube. Like most children watching Annoying Orange, Sky Does Minecraft, and Angry Birds plush videos at a young age, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I started off humbly, by making Minecraft videos, which performed about as well as a kid making Minecraft videos would perform. As time went on, I'd occasionally take whichever art projects I was working on to motivate me into making videos, but I just never reached the video editing phase. Even when the point of my project was to edit something together, I never did. If I remember correctly, my Cookie Run Combi request video, and my very first My Singing Monsters edits, were my gateway into editing something serious. And one day, I'd push myself to finish editing a video together even if it killed me. Thus, my Cookie Run OvenBreak viability tier list was born. I reached over 100 subscribers and people were actually watching my content. Cut to my first episode of beating PvZ2 with only PvZ1 plants, and my channel was taking off. I was extremely lucky to be in the position I was in, and it was only part 1. So, I rode that series to its temporary conclusion and continue making content from there. I'll talk more about my journey as the video goes on. Let's get back to your questions. Question 21. What's a thing you've always wanted to make a video on, but never decided to? Believe it or not, the biggest thing that I've always wanted to make a video on is Rayman 1. I wrote a 20-page analysis on the game years ago that I was intending to use for a video, but I never reached the video editing phase. In fact, this video is living proof of the concept. I even thought about making a video on the script itself to see how good it was and poke fun at myself, but I never went through with it. The other thing that I've always wanted to make a video on is Battle Cats. It's becoming a running gag in my videos to reference Battle Cats because I used to play it a lot, but because I don't play it anymore, I've been struggling to come up with ideas on content to make about it. All I know is that it would likely be a one-off, but the fact that it's an actively updated gacha game with an enormous amount of content makes it pretty hard to create a video that either won't age or won't take a ginormous amount of time to make. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments. Question 22. Have you ever watched BFDI? Yes, I've watched BFDI before. This is a topic that actually gets brought up in my comments a lot. I know what object shows are. I kind of feel like Grunkle Stan in that one scene. I'm not an idiot, Dipper. Of course I know about object shows. Look, I know why I get these comments. It's because of my character's stick limbs and round appendages. But in actuality, my design was inspired by storytime animators. Like... Alex Clark. Or alternatively, Explosive Entertainment. So, if I've known about object shows all this time, how haven't I mentioned them before? Well, it's because I don't want to draw any more children to my channel. That's not to say every object show is childish, or that my channel is meant for adults only, but look, I read all my comments. I need my commenters to know how to spell. Question 23. Do you plan on making more PvZ content in any way, shape, or form? Of course I do, but I don't only want to make PvZ content. I stumbled upon this problem really early on, where people were referring to me as a PvZ tuber. And fair enough, I made nothing but PvZ content for 3 months, but I knew that if I wanted to branch out as a content creator, I would have to do it sooner than later. And thankfully, people stuck around to see that happen. But that raises the question, what video should I do about PvZ next? Leave some suggestions in the comments below. Question 24. Do you have any monsters that you don't like? As in, bad design, horrible vocals/instruments, and so on? Oh, definitely. In terms of design, I agree with the obvious ones such as Epic Tweedle, Rare Stog, and Rare Creepaskull. Although I kinda like Rare Creepaskull in a I hate myself way. Outside of those, I'm not a big fan of Pluckbill, Epic Pengo, Epic Stog, or Epic Jamboree. As for sounds or instruments, Entbrat has never hit for me. Never has Gelbilly, Bonkers, Squote, or Pluckbill. On the other hand, Flowa, Boscus, Wink, Incisaur, Blabbit, Yule, Gobbligord, Plixie, Galvana, and Wubbox have been very hit or miss for me. When they hit, but more often than not, they miss. Question 25. Where do you see your channel growing moving forwards from here? And/or, do you see yourself making YouTube videos long-term, / is YouTube your career goal in life? This question ties into my career goals, which I'm saving to talk about later. So I'll focus on my channel first. I'm lucky to say that my channel is constantly growing, and I don't plan on hindering that. Moving forward, I'll continue to make videos on topics I've discussed before, and topics I've never discussed before. I even plan on creating a video that has a different style to any video I've made before, but the topic will still be fun and familiar. Even though I've been more focused on YouTube since the release of my PvZ2 with only PvZ1 planned series, I still consider it a hobby. Sometimes I focus on it fully, sometimes I focus on other things first. But either way, I hope you'll all stick with my content for a while. Question 26. Question 27. When Cookie Run Kingdom viability? I'm genuinely surprised that there are still vocal Cookie Run fans in my community. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of Cookie Run Kingdom. It's not a bad game, but the gameplay is a lot more complex, and ironically, a lot less fun for me. Plus, with the ridiculous amount of stat modifiers, debuffs, rarities, power creep, and updates, it would be a lot harder to objectively rank every cookie in Cookie Run Kingdom on their viability. Maybe I'll do a video on Kingdom one day, but definitely not an objective viability tier list. Question 28. What's your opinion on anime and other Japanese media? I like Japanese media, especially in the realm of art, music, games, and merchandise. I don't mind anime either, although I haven't watched any in a while. I was starting to get into it over quarantine, but eventually jumped ship due to a lack of free time and general disinterest. However, as an online user, I can't deny how fun it is to make fun of anime fans for liking anime. Also, Animemes is up there with Advice Animals as the worst subreddit. Question 29. What do you think about Coffee Cookie coming back to OvenBreak? Oh my god, this drives me fucking crazy. So, Dev Sisters decided to add Coffee Cookie, a cookie from Line Cookie Run, to OvenBreak after, 7 years? She's an A-grade cookie, which is the Line Cookie Run equivalent to a rare. So her coming back at all was a miracle. But then, they make her a special cookie, which is a class reserved for collab characters and Cookie Droid. So what the fuck? They could have reworked her to be an epic, or even added her in as a rare, which hasn't been done since OvenBreak's launch in 2016. And what's even worse is that they make unlocking her through this stupid invite a friend event, which no Cookie Run player likes doing. Ever. She's not even interesting. She's like a mix between cheerleader and soda cookie. You want to see how to rework her better? Boom, there's my concept. Read it and weep. Ugh, what a mess. Question 30. What are some of my career goals, and do I plan on doing YouTube full time? This was a question that was touched on earlier, but now it's time to go a little deeper. I'll start with the second question because it's easier to answer. No, I don't plan on doing YouTube full time. I'm not 100% sure where the future of my channel is heading. However, I never expected to have gotten as far as I have to begin with, so maybe YouTube will be at the forefront of my life one day. But as of right now, I intend on doing it part-time like I am currently. Yes, YouTube takes priority sometimes, but I wouldn't want it to cloud my journey of being a game developer. That's right, I want to make games. I don't want to be a solo developer though, that sounds like hell. However, I'd love to have a team of friends to work on games with one day. I have some concepts that I keep to myself, and I don't want to spill anything in case anything changes, but hopefully I'll be able to share them all on this channel one day. Otherwise, you bet your ass that I'll keep talking about games for entertainment on the internet. Question 31. What fandoms are you in behind the scenes? You know, I don't think I've been a part of a fandom in a long while. I keep up with the games I like and interact with their communities through videos, but I don't consider that as being part of a fandom. However, if you see that as being part of a fandom, then I'm technically in the PvZ, MSM, Minecraft, Geometry Dash, Cookie Run, Parappa, and Polygoons fandom. Although, as much as I don't mind these fandoms, I don't see it that way personally. Question 32. Favorite Fortnite skin? Don't say Chun-Li. Don't say Chun-Li. Chun-Li! Fuck! Question 33. Are you gonna write a nice little romantic fan fiction about us? Because this is a legitimate question. Also, if there's anyone who's hating on my boy OG Alex, I'm gonna have to pull out my water gun. It was a beautiful summer afternoon. Never mind, this bit will take too long to draw. Question 34. Will you rank all the songs in Rhythm Heaven? I've thought about doing a video on Rhythm Heaven, and it'd probably be a ranking because I've seen a lot of good retrospectives about it. I'm not sure which game I'd focus on, or if I'd do them all in one go. But, if I did rank every song in the series at once, I couldn't go very in-depth because then we'd be here for 3 hours. I'll have to give the idea some more thought. Question 35. If you were to improve on a specific video of yours, which one would it be? I don't know if I'd improve any videos so much as I'd change my upload order around. If you have a channel, and you release a 3-part series that performs better than any other video on your channel, don't release a video on a niche Instagram web series 1 month later. I'm super happy with the impression my video left on the Fractured Polygons community, but this video could have killed my channel. However, I'm thankful that you all stuck around to enjoy my content to this very day. Oh wait, I just remembered. This one. The reception is really mixed, but I totally get why. Maybe I'll have to definitive the definitive. Question 36. Do you have any plans to continue recomposing the MSM islands? And will you return to the visual format of monsters playing? I'm not sure if the Gold Island video was just a one-off or the new norm for the visuals. Yes, I do plan on recomposing the MSM islands. I just haven't gotten the inspiration in a while. But with the recent Fire expansion update, I'm feeling more motivated. As for the visual presentation, I'm split between the two styles. The reason why the definitive Gold Island had a different visual style was because of how many monsters there are on Gold Island. However, I like this video's visual presentation, even if it's a little less engaging. As for the visual presentation in every other definitive video, I like being able to present new viewers with monster animations. However, the chroma key feature on InShot is a little limited, hence why Schlepp's wings are clipped and why Nerve looks like that. For the sake of experimenting, I'll try improving on Gold Island's visual presentation some more for my next definitive video, and we'll have a better idea on what the reception is. Question 37. Alex, can you fly? No. Question 38. My question is, what are some of your favorite and least favorite seed packet plants in PvZ2? It depends on what you mean. Functionally, I think Soybean Pod, Impear, Turkey Pulp, Boom Balloon Flower, and Tiger Grass are really fun to mess around with. But aesthetically, I really like Solar Tomato, Snap Pea, Gumnut, Solar Sage, Heath Seeker, and Vampercini. I guess if I had to choose a personal favorite, I'd give it to Solar Sage. I just love the way they look and their ability is nice. As for the plants I don't like, every plant released after Mega Gatling Pea has looked so bad. Functionally though, every plant released after Mega Gatling Pea feels like ass to use. Except maybe Scaredy and Bamboo Spartan because they can both put up a fight. My least favorite would probably be Boomberry. Question 39. What's your favorite monster of every class in MSM? You know what? I'm just gonna make use of this image template. Make of this what you will, but these are my favorite monsters of every class. Question 40. Where did my character design originate from and how do I draw them? Would I ever change the design or replace my character entirely one day? As mentioned before, my character design was inspired by the likes of storytime animators and webcomic artists. As such, my character design has gone through a lot of changes over the years, going from spikier hair to more rounded hair. Those subscribed before I hit 85 subscribers may even remember my character looking like this, sporting an orange hoodie, different hair, and a neck. However, the fundamentals of my design remain the same. I've still got a big head, round eyes, hell, I can still put my hair down. I can't see myself changing anything about my character design apart from my hair, which I've actually styled for the definitive Gold Island thumbnail. But then Gummit Man commented on it, so... I'm gonna get rid of all my SpongeBob stuff! And if you ever wanted to know how to draw my character, you just do this, and this, and this. Oh, don't forget to do this. One last, hold on, one last thing. There you go. And Alex, thingy. I hope that helps. Question 41. Where should we send the fan art? Wow, perfect timing. The best way to reach me in terms of fan art would probably be through the email in my About section, or by mentioning me in a YouTube community post. However, that one's a little less accessible. You could also send me a DM on my Instagram account, the OOG Alex. I'm not the most active, but I do tend to check my message requests. Just be mindful when reaching out to me, please. Question 42. Favorite Battle Cats unit? You're making me choose one? Well, I've always had a soft spot for Raiden, seeing as they were my first Uber ever. But at the same time, I've always thought Psycho Cat, Bahamut Cat, Crazed Fish Cat, Emperor Cat, Catman, and Dark Mitama looked cool as hell. However, there are a lot of cats I just like in general, like Eraser Cat, Kung Fu Cat, Shaman Cat, Sushi Cat, and Pai Pai to name a few. There's also, Miku. But ultimately, I settled on one unit. A unit I watched 1,500 ads to roll for in the gacha before I had a life. A unit I, in real time, watched go from being one of the absolute worst to one of the best. Well, at the time. Who is this unit, you may be wondering? It's Kai. It's Kai. Question 43. Why did you pick your icons in Geometry Dash to be your icons? Oh, that's an easy one. Starting with the cube, I don't normally use this one. I was indecisive on whether to use my main cube, this one that represents my old accounts, and so on. So I settled on the app icon cube. As for the others, I've always loved the simplistic design of the Clutterfunk ship. This ball just looks cool, but now it's kind of reminding me of the Monado from Xenoblade, which is even cooler. I've wanted this UFO for so long, and using it after beating so many map packs is really therapeutic. I don't know, I just like it. The robot was one I was unsure of, but I settled on it because it fits the spiky theme of my other icons. And finally, I'm holding onto this spider until I sit my ass down and beat the demon gauntlet. Question 44. What is your taste in music? Apart from all the video game music I use in my videos, my most popular genre is indie pop. Some of my favorite artists as of recent include The Millennial Club, Keshi, Good Kid, Bixby, Last Dinosaurs, and Wishlane. I've also been in and out of listening to other artists, such as 88 Rising, Kafune, Dayglow, BRB, Kid Travis, Aldrich, and Vansire to name a few. I don't know, I like a little bit of anything. But I'll usually gravitate towards softer vocals on a chill, catchy beat. Question 45. What's the milestone for a face reveal? Are you all not satisfied with me? Question 46. Do you ever feel like you aren't satisfied? Oh, holy shit. Yeah, that's pretty common. But the only person stopping you from being your best self is yourself. So try to keep your chin up, be confident, and learn from your actions. Question 47. Would you consider doing other types of content that doesn't involve video games? Yeah. I've technically done it before, so I wouldn't mind doing it again. I've got some ideas floating around for videos that have nothing to do with video games, but are still on brand for my channel. And once I have the time, I'll definitely start working on them to see how they perform. But until then, I'd suggest for you to be on the lookout. Question 48. Do you have any thoughts on the insane amount of PvZ1 plants coming back to PvZ2? I don't really mind that they're being brought back. I know a lot of fans have been calling out PopCap for dangling PvZ1 plants and zombies over our heads like a set of keys. But at the end of the day, they're just another new addition to Arena, and whichever timed event is going on at that time. But do I like the way they're currently being designed? Not really. In fact, I can probably come up with better ideas for the remaining plants in this single segment. Scaredy Shroom, already in the game, but either make their tower defense a level 1 higher, or give them a Spring Beam mechanic for the first group of zombies that gets too close to them. Ice Shroom. Ditch the melee Wintermid buffing shit and just make them a functionally different Ice Bloom. Ice Bloom deals damage, creates ice blocks in a 3x3 radius, and freezes all zombies on the board. Make Ice Shroom deal no damage, slow all zombies on the board but freeze the zombies closest to the house, and have the chill last longer than Ice Bloom's freeze. There you go, 2 Wintermid plants, one with the focus on chill, one with the focus on freeze. Doomshroom is fine as is, just don't allow them to be planted on planks or minecarts. Seashroom is the hardest to find a purpose for because water is restricted to one world. Maybe on land, they could be a stronger Puffshroom with no lifespan and a longer recharge. And in water, they can pull a Shadow Pea Shooter / Tangle Kelp and pull zombies that move over them into the water. Planturn. Since there's no fog, make them an S-tier heating plant with immune to frost and weak area damage for weasels / chickens. I was thinking they could turn passing peas into fireballs as well, but if that's too much, you can honestly pull a PvZ2 Ice Shroom and make them a peppermint buffing plant. Flower Pot. Who cares? Now you can plant on minecart tracks and scorched tiles, whoop-de-doo. Coffee Bean. Make them an instant use support plant that can speed up plants for a limited time. Pea shooter attacking too slow? Coffee bean. Sunshroom not growing fast enough? Coffee bean. Umbrella leaf protects against ambush zombies and lobbed attacks, like octopi. Gloomshroom. This mod. That is all. Cattail. I don't know, make them like Dartichoke but for any lane. Also, have them prioritize balloons. There you go, Cattail Homing Thistle synergy. Gold Magnet. Maybe make them a Magnet Shroom for all the shit Magnet Shroom can't collect. Or play into the gold aspect and have them collect sun to produce more sun from it or something. And Cob Cannon. PVZ2 China. Yes, I know PVZ2 International can't take stuff from PVZ2 China, grow up. Question 49. What is your favorite video that you have ever made? My favorite video that I have ever made was probably my Parappa video. It's probably my funniest video just because of how wacky the Parappa series is, and it was also a blast to edit. I remember itching to release it for 4 days straight, and the moment it was released, it started doing surprisingly well for how niche the series is. Safe to say, I'm glad I stuck through making that video until the very end. Finally, question 50. What does the future of my channel and my content look like? Judging by the way things are going now, I'd say that the future of my channel looks bright. Remember, I've been only making content seriously for a year now. And in this year alone, I went from under 100 subscribers to over 40,000. That's an insane feat, and I'm really happy that you all enjoy my content that I pour so much of my free time into. I'm no professional, of course, but all I strive for is to make content that's true to who I am as a person. And I'll continue to do my best to make each video better than the last. As for what's planned for the future, I'll continue my trend of the occasional My Singing Monsters edit. Outside of that, I have a couple video ideas in the works. One is an idea akin to my video on Monster School, and the other is a Discord commentary video on a funny, recognizable topic. I've also been wanting to make another Cookie Run and Plants vs. Zombies video, which I'm taking suggestions in the comments for. Otherwise, I'm throwing around some ideas in my head. And finally, the long-awaited part 4 of beating PVZ2 with only PVZ1 plants. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I can confidently say that part 4 is planned for release within the next 2 months. So, keep on the lookout for an announcement to that. And that's about it for my channel and my content. I know there's been talk of other things, such as live streams, a Discord server, Let's Plays and reactions, but I don't think I'm interested or ready for all that stuff right now. I prefer to continue making my own style of content, and fostering my community here on YouTube. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but I want to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is create genuine content for people that watch for me. I want you all to know that no matter how different each video is from the last, that you can always count on me to be myself. And I hope you'll all stick around for my next upload. Here's to another 40,000, and the official end of my 50-question Q&A special. Man, this special went on way longer than it was supposed to. Like, I was aiming for under 10 minutes. Oh well, I guess I just had more time to reflect. Thank you all for sending in your questions. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, recommending, and most importantly, giving some guys' content a chance. Thank you all again for 40,000 subscribers, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. As always, peace. Oh, notification. You know, it's nice knowing that even though I'm busy a lot of the time, my friends will still go out of their way to keep in touch and show an interest in the stuff I make.